take your political theater to Texas.
This is not about political theater.
And it was more political theater than anything.
It's nothing more than pure political theater.
It's pure political theater.
Hello, folks. Oh, man. It's Tuesday. We are here. You are now live with me, Dr. Taylor. Oh, my goodness gracious. Dr. Hall is here. How are you, Dr. Hall?
Doing pretty well. How about yourself?
How are you?
Relatively okay.
I'm all right. I'm all right. You're relatively okay. You were gone. You were celebrating your birthday.
Yes, went out to celebrate my birthday, and my daughter's birthday happened. We're within a week of each other, so I had to do the dad thing.
Oh, nice. Happy birthday to you and to your daughter.
Yes.
All right, everybody, say happy birthday, belated happy birthday. So, it's not happy belated birthday, Dr. Hall. It's belated happy birthday.
It's belated happy birthday? Okay.
Yeah, because the birthday isn't late. You are.
Right, you're late at.
Yeah, so it's not that the birthday is belated, so you're not going to say happy belated birthday, because the birthday doesn't change.
Okay.
You're late with your greeting.
Ah, okay.
And so you're saying it's a belated happy birthday. Some folks just won't, they refuse. They don't necessarily know that. They don't know that.
Their own way. Maybe it's the alliteration. They want the two B's to go together.
Okay.
Just saying. It's the thing humans do.
You said you're relatively okay.
Yeah.
How's that therapy thing going? There's been a lot of conversation about therapy and black men.
Has there been a lot of conversation about therapy and black men?
Yeah. You haven't been online?
Not that much today, no.
You haven't been online.
What have you gotten into
You missed
today?
a lot. Well, it wasn't me.
What
wasn't
antics?
me.
What antics have you gotten into on the internet?
Wow. And you know what? It wasn't me. Okay. Real tunes. A guy who has been making these cartoons.
That guy.
For like the longest. I'm gonna try to pull it up. I'm pulling it up now.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Let's see. Let me share my screen.
Share the screen.
So everybody can see this. It has nothing to do with politics. It's just, black men's mental health is political, I guess.
It is. It absolutely is.
All right. So let's go through this together, everyone, because why not? Let's start it off.
Maybe it's not what it looks like.
Not what it looks like. So,
oh no! Heartbreak.
It says 3 days later. Is he stabbing himself?
3 days later, he is clutching the backstab that he received.
Let's go. Okay, so here, let's go back to this. So she's brown skinned with a light skinned dude with blue hair, and he catches her cheating.
It's an older player.
Yeah. 3 days later, he's trying to pull a knife out of his back.
Okay.
And he says, "What? I'll never let it happen again."
All right. He wants to guard himself against injury.
So the wall starts to begin.
Force field around himself.
Right. While he still has the same bloody shirt on. Yeah,
well, there's no time for that.
Right. Look at the same shirt. This is a new woman.
A new woman. Yes.
It says next relationship. There were men arguing that it was the same woman. Okay, so kind of speaking to the illiteracy, right? Like part of literacy is knowing how to read the different boxes on a comic strip. A lot of people like
a different type of literacy.
Yeah, a lot of people like to say, well, maybe people could read comics or zines or things like that. And I was like, no, you actually still have to know how to read.
There's a visual language to comic books that is.
There is. Yes, I teach this in my class called Knowledge and Power. Nice. We teach feminist comics, and we kind of teach about that whole like zine development and things like that. And their assignment is to develop their own 4-panel comic about something. So I teach this stuff. I'm Dr. Hall. Sometimes people don't know that I'm an expert.
Yeah, you be doing your thing.
So she's like, "Are you okay? Want to talk? Can you talk to me? You can talk to me." He says, "Nah, I'm good. Want to get something to eat." Still got the wall around him. Okay.
Yes.
She says, "How can I help if you don't talk to me?" And he says, "There's nothing to talk about. Looks like this wall is getting a little bit bigger." Thickening. Right. She says, "Baby, just talk to me. Anything. I'm not asking for a life story. I just need to know where your head is. I'm not here to judge you. Let me be a safe place." wall is bigger.
Yes.
He's got a dismissive look on his face.
Yeah. He doesn't trust.
Now, the wall is so big now we can't even see what she's saying, but it says, it looks like, "Are you serious? Can't believe you not going to," okay. And he just yells, like, "Honestly, I'm fine." So when you talk about comics, you see the rigid edges suggests, a freak out, right?
Turmoil suggests turmoil and chaos, inner chaos.
Yes. I'm honestly, I'm fine. Like, just let it go. There's nothing to talk about. He gets a text message. Dr. Hall, the wall.
Yes.
The wall is bigger than his own aura.
Yes. And also the text message.
Now he's got a text message from Jada with 3 A's. And
there's an
IG baddie in the background on his. We weren't supposed to notice that. We weren't supposed to notice that
that's his phone screen.
A half naked woman on his thing, and she says, "You won't talk to me. I'm done. What's the point? I'll get my things next week." Now, Dr. Hall, I just want to go back.
Let's go back.
We got to go because we have to go back to the beginning. Okay. So, after 3 days later, he's pulling a knife out. Then we're talking about the next relationship where he's wearing the same clothes. Now, was this in the same time, Dr. Hall?
I mean,
or did he
not enough time passed. Not enough time passed. He's got the one shirt.
Right. So he's got that one shirt. He says, "Whatever. That's why I didn't tell her anything. I'm glad I never opened up. She was just going to leave anyway." So.
I mean, hey, there's some truth there. It's a simplification, a gross simplification of some core truths that some Black men are already predisposed to not sharing their feelings. They will take any hurt that occurred to them. There's a lot of brothers I talk to who are still hurt about relationships they had in middle school and high school, when they didn't feel like the ladies wanted them, and so they put up a shell around themselves. So it's a simplification of a type of phenomenon, but there's also, in many ways, the idea that it's self-inflicted, that it's not something the world is doing to him. It's him doing it to himself. Like I said, a simplification of an actual phenomenon that is a problem.
Yeah, Bell Hooks has a whole thing on this, where she talks about some of these men, especially those that have mother wounds, right? They seek out women that they hope can provide that love that their mother never did. But when they get those women, they end up provoking them and treating them poorly, pushing them away, like making them pay for things. And then when the woman finally leaves, the men have confirmation bias. Like there's a confirmation bias happening there where now, you were going to leave anyway because that's what women do. My mother abandoned me. You were going to abandon me, even though they pushed the woman away. And having experienced that, like, I remember that hit me like a ton of bricks. I was just like, yes, this does happen. And, from everything that you said, I agree with you 100%. And from my side as a woman, particularly as a Black woman, and I think that's important too, is like when Black women, some of us attempt to help our Black men, right? Like we want to affirm them, love them, support them, because we understand all the stuff in the world, right? Brothers are facing racism. They're facing all kinds of hardships and things like that, just like we are, right? But, it's a unique thing. Black men navigating patriarchy is its own thing, right?
Yes.
And that's why I'm glad we have people like you out here to kind of do that work. But what ends up happening for a lot of sisters is we do have this kind of cultural loyalty, right? Where we, want to be supportive. And then we come up against these brothers who, unfortunately, because of the stuff that they're dealing with, end up treating us in rather abusive ways and harming us. And we end up carrying that too. But the difference is, in a patriarchy, women are not supposed to hold on to that, right? Women are supposed to just accept that this happens and move on. And you're supposed to find the next one and keep going and keep going and keep going. Whereas in my I feel like men are given more space to hold on, like you said, to that pain from middle school. And they're not called bitter in the same way that women are when a woman ends a relationship with somebody who was knocking her around a couple of months ago. And now she said, I don't want to date anymore. And people call her bitter because she won't get over it. Right. I think that there's something that happens there. And I think we need more conversations about how we heal from that, So.
Absolutely. I think, there's multiple things at play there in on either side. I think universally, it's only within the last 10 years or so that we've even begun having these conversations about what are healthy relationships, what are relationships where you can share and be open. So, you and I have talked about this before, how men are not conditioned in 2025 to have kept up with many of the changes that have happened around emotional and romantic and even platonic relationships. Men are woefully being left behind. And so neither side has full capacity, just universally, right, to share and understand themselves emotionally, particularly if we're talking about like our Gen X. Right. And so, there ends up being a lot of bitterness, a lot of, and I see it literally every day, just an inability to communicate on either side and missing each other, missing the mark with each other, which can lead to a lot of pain and a lot of hurt. And unfortunately, if that bitterness hardens into resentment, then, you're going to cycle through some relationships and keep making yourself a target in a lot of ways. And hurt people are going to go out and keep hurting people.
Yeah, that's true. Until they are able to alleviate that hurt, right? One of the things I said is that, for some of these men, until they are able to heal from that pain caused by their mother, in whichever way it happened, they're going to keep either seeking that healing in the women they date, or they're going to punish their mothers through those women. And, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. And I think similar things happen with women who date men who have been harmed by maybe their fathers or even their mothers. It's a whole lot going on. And I think sometimes we oversimplify, and that's kind of the ridiculousness of that particular comic, is that I'm just like, like somebody said, this was really a wild oversimplification of like what's really happening there. And so, how do we get into that? But whatever. Let's get into political theater. Sorry, go ahead. You finish. You wrap it up.
I was just going to say, it could be. So I think if you, are with good faith using these things to have conversations, like I know that artist in particular has a lot of pain that he's often using his art as a way to force conversations. But unfortunately, because of the internet being what it is, like nuanced discussions about these issues end up getting lost. And I think the discourse between Black men and Black women, particularly online, that's not all over the world, but the online discourse is in such a disparate place that it is hard to have these conversations with clarity. Sometimes people are just making jokes online. Sometimes people are genuinely trying to solve their problems. And sometimes people are just firing shots out there because they want clicks and likes. And so until we can take many of these discussions offline and truly get into the work of helping to heal people, the work I'm doing every day, the work I know you do in your own education, and in educating young people and in educating college students, until we're really willing to get our hands dirty, it's all just jokes and clicks on the internet.
Correct. And a lot of the jokes and the clicks and the things like that are for people seeking attention. They doesn't matter, because they just need somebody to see them. Somebody needs to see me today.
I need to be visible.
Even if you call me a loser, at least you acknowledged me, so a guy just actually just responded to me. He said he did a screenshot of my profile. He said it made my day that this old feminist cat lady, and I was like, yeah, that made your day.
Oh, that was it. That was what you needed.
Yeah. So let's get into some quick hits, guys. Dr. Hall is only here for an hour today. I do have a longer segment on Marjorie Taylor Greene that I will be getting into once we are done with our quick hits. So hopefully you all stick around for that, because I have some thoughts on Marjorie Taylor Greene. But let's get into some of the things that are happening here, starting first with Nicki Minaj. Okay, let's play a little bit of this.
Hello, everyone. I must say I am very nervous, so please. Well, thank you, Ambassador Waltz, for this invitation. It is an honor to stand on this stage with you and the other distinguished speakers here today to shine a spotlight on the deadly threat faced by thousands of Christians in Nigeria. I would like to thank President Trump for prioritizing this issue and for his leadership on the global stage and calling for urgent action to defend Christians in Nigeria, to combat extremism, and to bring a stop to violence against those who simply want to exercise their natural right to freedom of religion or belief.
Okay. Dr. Hall, if you had told me maybe 5 years ago.
Literally yesterday?
No,
Or
5 years. I'm
we gotta
gonna
go
go
back
back
5 years?
5 years
Okay,
because
5
she's
years.
been wilding out. She's been wilding out for a minute. But if you were to go tell me 5
Recently,
years ago that Nicki Minaj
Mm-hmm.
would be thanking Donald Trump for his leadership,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I would call you a black ass liar from the pit of hell.
Wow. Yeah, no. I would feel like I was crazy in even saying it. It's a weird sentence, to be honest.
It's Dr. Hall, it is.
So it's a strange sentence to say out loud.
Let's keep going.
Yeah.
I stand here as a proud New Yorker with a deep sense of gratitude that we live in a country where we can freely and safely worship God regardless of one's creed, background, or politics. No group should ever be persecuted for practicing their religion, like I recently stated on social media. And we don't have to share the same beliefs in order for us to respect each other. We're way beyond thinking or expecting or assuming for the person sitting next to you to have the exact same beliefs. We're beyond that. That's ridiculous. But that shouldn't make one person feel less safe than anyone in any room. Music has taken me around the globe. I have seen how people, no matter their language, culture, or religion, come alive when they hear a song that touches their soul. Religious freedom means we all can sing our faith regardless of who we are, where we live, and what we believe. But today, faith is under attack in way too many places.
I just want to make clear to everyone, she has no idea what she's talking about. So I have a video about what's going on in Nigeria. You can go to my channel. I actually did kind of a recap and an explanation of what's going on. So I don't need to dive into it too much right now. But I just want to make sure everybody understands that there is no targeted attack on Christians in Nigeria that warrants this kind of response, especially because they're talking about Islamic jihadists, basically Boko Haram, who the U.S. was funneling money to. But anyway, let's keep going.
Sure.
In Nigeria, Christians are being targeted.
Oh, yes. The USAID money. The CIA was using USAID to funnel money to Boko Haram many years ago. I uncovered that in my video if people want to learn more. So all that bring back our girls stuff.
Check it out.
It was really, really interesting because I'm like, but y'all gave them the money to do this. But anyway, we keep going.
Well, don't we pop up regimes?
Driven from their homes and killed. Churches have been burned. Families have been torn apart, and entire communities live in fear constantly, simply because of how they pray.
So it's not that, it's primarily women and children who are afraid of being kidnapped and raped as victims of war and prisoners of war. But we'll keep going.
Sadly, this problem is not only a growing problem in Nigeria, but also in so many other countries across the world, and it demands urgent action. And I want to be clear. Protecting Christians in Nigeria is not about taking sides or dividing people. It is about uniting humanity. Nigeria.
Okay, maybe somebody in the chat can answer this. When did Nicki Minaj become a super Christian? Does anybody know? Okay, let's keep going.
Faith traditions and lots of beautiful barbs that I can't wait to see.
Why are we talking about barbs? Okay.
When one's church, mosque, or place of worship is destroyed, everyone's heart should break just a little bit. And the foundation of the United Nations with its core mandate to ensure peace and security should shake. I am joined here today by peace builders, by faith leaders, by those who saw violence, saw rising intolerance, saw the threats clearly before us, and chose not to look the other way.
The United States has been looking the other way for the last 25 years. What the hell is she talking about?
Isn't that what we do?
I am inspired by their work to build interfaith ties, to see the humanity across the lines which might divide us, and to fight for security and liberty for all those who pray.
ChatGPT wrote this, Dr. Hall.
Oh.
I'm a speechwriter.
You hear it?
This is ChatGPT.
I look forward to our discussion today, and I hope it will encourage deepened solidarity for us to urgently work together to ensure every person can enjoy the right to believe, to worship, and to live in peace.
Okay, that's enough. I can't. Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Please.
Is there anybody who participated in Kanye West's Good Friday drop, Monster, that hasn't let us down since the release of that album?
What a question! Oh God! Who is on Monster? Rick Ross.
No.
Correction Officer Ricky Ross.
Correction Officer Richard Ross.
Who's doing Sweet 16 parties now. And Walmart openings.
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z, who had the worst verse.
Well, yeah.
Who it's just every single day he's looking for a way to sell his people down the river.
Hey,
Whether
gotta get the NFL
crypto,
money.
Whether it's sports betting, whether it's NFL turning his back on Colin Kaepernick.
He said he was about that paper. He's never lied about who he is as a person.
Link in that Knowles Carter family.
A little bit of a snake. Yeah.
He's quite a bit of a snake.
Yes.
Who else was on the verse? Kanye.
Hitler had good ideas. Kanye. Yeah.
Kanye, who is now doing an apology tour because he needs a comeback. Kanye must be losing money.
Of course.
Kanye made a whole lot of money, and he's going to make money in perpetuity because of all the songs that he's written and produced, right? Of course. But he's losing. I know he's got 4 kids now, or 4 kids that he's got to pay for. Yeah. He's going to be dropping something soon. And you know what, Dr. Hall? It's going to be amazing.
I mean, depends. Sometimes we get too far out there, Kanye.
I'm sorry. I'm not saying I'm going to listen to it. I'm not. But he removed all his like Nazi songs off of. He removed all the Nazi songs, like all the offensive stuff. Oh, Katie said, I love that gold digger became a self-fulfilling prophecy for him.
There you go.
I'm not gonna lie. It's the truth, though. She didn't say one lie. Good to see you, Katie. We know everybody's sending healing, healing vibes to Katie and her and the baby to be, making sure that they all right. He got 4 kids.
4 kids. 18 years.
18 years. 18 years. Okay. And then Nicki Minaj. And then, you know what?
Nicki Minaj.
The Curse of Monster. You got to write that, Dr. Hall.
The Curse of Monster.
You have to write the Curse of Monster. Just put something together.
Write
it all down. And then we can publish it and put it out there. Because I know you're thinking. Dr. Hall, was the last time you published something? I'm not going to put you on the spot. It's all right.
Yeah, no.
So, I just, we've been talking about publications and citations. There you go.
Yeah,
all right. So I want to look at this other thing that happened, Dr. Hall. Is pretty offensive. Speaking of odious and offensive people, I mean, we're going to talk about Trump quite a bit today, but I just wanted to show people this is something that happened. Let's go into theater mode. Here we go.
Air Force One is now going viral. It stems from the words that he chose to try to get a female reporter to stop asking questions about the Epstein files. Here's the clip.
Yeah, if there's nothing incriminating in the files,
That reporter was Catherine Lucy.
Let's try again. Let's watch it again.
About the Epstein files. Here's the clip.
Yeah, if there's nothing incriminating in the files,
That reporter was Catherine Lucy from Bloomberg. She's not commented on the exchange.
So he called this woman Piggy.
If you close your eyes, it is like the 1950s again, isn't it? Like
it is. Wow.
Like if you just.
Do we have to close our eyes though?
I mean, put your cell phone away and just, sit in a room with Art Deco and smoke a cigarette and just let's take it all back to an earlier time when you could be completely rude to the staff and reporters and just say what you want.
That's why I never liked that show, Mad Men. I don't know why people glorified that damn show, because that show really represented a time. I mean, I know what they were trying to do.
He was not a protagonist. Like, he was the protagonist, but he was not a good person.
A horrible person.
Yeah. Like, it was a horrible.
Played the hell out of that role, though.
Oh, absolutely. Don Draper was the man, but also he was a horrible person. You weren't supposed to aspire to, like, that. It showed the flaws behind that American image, and there are people like Donald. Who believe so wholeheartedly in the myth of America that they can't let go of, we advanced for a reason and we were doing well for a reason. We are definitely not perfect as a society, but like, man, there's a reason you shouldn't be able to get away with some of these things. And the fact that dude is just like pressing the gas on so many of the norms that we considered to be sacred, there is no end.
And it just bothered me. Like, the main thing that bothered me, Dr. Hall said nobody defended her, nobody stood up for her, nobody did anything. And so when we talk about tyranny, right? We talk about fascism, we talk about dictatorships and things like that. One of the indicators is when the press is afraid of the head of state, right? And we have seen a lot of evidence of, folks in the media being afraid of him to the point of not wanting to oppose him and things like that. Now we know that he has been limiting what media outlets have access to him, and anybody who asks him a question he doesn't like, he criticizes the entire outlet, tells them they're the worst person ever, they don't know what they're doing, et cetera, which is in his playbook. But it's like people just stand around there, and he only goes after women. Like he really goes after women, particularly like Black women, but definitely, I know people are talking about, oh, he only does it to Black women. No, he does it to all women. I've seen him do it to Asian women, East Asian women, South Asian women, Latino women. Oh, he does it to all women, white women. He just hates women. He's an ultimate chauvinist, and nobody there spoke up for her and said, hey, that's wrong. Don't talk to her like that. And what is the point? Like, that's how I get on this all the time, because like, I'll post videos and I just keep saying this, and I'm going to keep saying it. I don't care how mad people get at me. You're just standing there and watching. I'm sorry. You don't get to complain about the descent into fascism when you don't do anything, when you have the opportunity to. Like, open the schools again and make sure that people are learning how revolutions happen. Dr. Hall, like, how do we move forward with progress? Even in this country, it's required defiance, fighting back, standing up to oppression. And yet so many people get on their phones, get on social media. Oh, that's so messed up. Oh my God, I can't believe that. Let me tag this representative. But when they are standing there and they have the opportunity to do something, they don't. Or I'll say something and all the responses are, well, what do you want? Somebody to go to jail? Yes.
Yeah. Once again, if you close your eyes,
yes,
it's 1964 and it's Kitty Genovese happening on the world stage. The bystander effect is a real thing. The fact that humans struggle in the face of power, in the face of things that they should look to change. It is hard. It is much easier to look away and assume it is someone else's responsibility. And he's risen to this point where there is this fear of the power he holds and the need to sort of be in the face of that power that allows people to compromise themselves.
Right. Absolutely. Chad, if you're on your social medias, please let people know that we are live here. Please, if you have not hit that like button, please do. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. We're here every Tuesday and every Friday. We want to make sure that people are getting the words out. We always have our core group of folks, and I love you all so much. We are building community here. We want to make sure that other people can join us and be part of this. So yeah, I was just really bothered by that.
It was messed up. It's an indication of the loss of decorum that's happening, and and the fact that he's able to get away with. He's done so many things that would have gotten anyone else impeached or at least chastised, but Teflon Don.
Yeah. And it's funny. Hold on. So Donald Trump. Let's move on. Donald Trump was
so much more.
with what's his name? Mohammed bin Salman, part of the royal family in Saudi Arabia. Fun fact: I went to high school with Faisal Al-Saud and Faisal Al-Faisal, and I found out actually today that their dad had gone to my same high school, graduated in 1963. Yeah, there's some things I know about them that I'll never say because it could cost them their lives. But it's just really interesting to be in proximity to such power and wealth, right? And also kind of thinking about how many folks get educated in the United States in our not just our colleges, our high schools, right? Which the whole thing about international students coming for college, I haven't seen much talk about them coming to the high schools too. And these elite boarding schools rely heavily on the money that comes from these folks. The Saudi family has poured a lot of money. Saudi royal family has poured a lot of money into my high school. And it's interesting that we don't include them as much. But this is also someone, he's the heir apparent to the throne. He's the seventh son of King Salman of Saudi Arabia. And he's actually the grandson of the nation's founder. He's been there since 2015, for people that don't know. He was implicated in the murder of Jamal Khashoggi. Okay. For those who don't know, it was a Saudi journalist who was accused of like basically speaking against, you know, him. And so they say that he ordered the murder of this person. And it was a whole big thing. We're not going to get into it too much, but he was given immunity because he had become the prime minister of Saudi Arabia. So very similar to what happened with Donald Trump, folks. I want you all to make these exact. He pulled the Trump like that's exact. He's not the first one. Of course he's not, but you got to think about where he has gotten these ideas from, right? The people that he hobnobs with, right? Oh, hold on. Let me get the banner out because, you know, we got to talk about some things. Let's not think or assume that the royal family has nothing to do with Epstein. I'm gonna put it out there. They're gonna come me. They're gonna kill me, Dr. Hall, aren't they?
If you keep talking, I mean, you are putting yourself at risk a little bit.
I am, right?
Put yourself
Listen,
out there.
All I'm saying is,
you got the bonnet. You're gonna put the bonnet on.
I should put the bonnet on. You're correct. All I'm saying.
Let's go full tinfoil.
All I'm saying is that we can't put nothing past nobody anymore, Dr. Hall.
No, absolutely not.
We have to assume that all of these wealthy people, all of these international heads of state, we have to assume that they all got something to do with it, because our understanding of Jeffrey Epstein and his role as this god of war who has been moving and shaking, negotiating and trafficking drugs, guns, and children, we got to assume that it's all over. And then, you know, they started calling him what they say, Minister Broken Saw or something like that, because they are talking about, you know, how he severed up this man's body and discarded of his remains. Like, he was tortured, he was murdered, and there are all signs point to him doing it. I'm just putting it out there. I'm just saying, all signs point to him doing it. And so the fact that Donald Trump is meeting with him, first of all, Donald Trump has been inviting some of the worst people on the planet to come to the Oval Office and to come to the White House and meet with him. And all that is doing is, as the young people saying, normalizing tyranny, right? He envies them, like he's jealous of them. He wants to be them. He wants to be Kim Jong-un. He wants to be Mohammed bin Salman. He wants to be Vladimir Putin. He said it. He envies
their power.
The last show, I think it was the last show, I showed the video of him saying that he was pretty much jealous of how the Chinese soldiers were and stuff, and how they, you know,
whatever. Says it every time. He says it every time.
He played in JD Vance's face and was just like, sometimes I just want you to shut the hell up.
Yeah, he said that. He said it. Yeah, he sunned him in front of the.
He sunned him in front of the entire world.
Right.
And basically said, I wish you would shut the hell up.
Hey, sometimes you be talking too much. And
you be talking too much.
Hey, no, he full on Dr. Evil. That's a Dr. Evil. He yeah. That's a genuine Dr. Evil.
So it's very clear that Donald Trump, with his micro penis, is very interested in assuming that kind of power. You heard the thing they said about Hitler, how Hitler had that disease that made him have like one testicle didn't descend, and that he also had a micropene. And now here's the thing. People will say, oh, you're body shaming. They hate when a feminist says it. They're like, oh, you're body shaming. But I'm sorry, because of patriarchy, because of toxic masculinity, because of all these things, you're supposed to have prowess as a man. And so there are men who have very small penises who become rapists, become power hungry, become all these things because they're trying to make up for that. So it would not surprise me that someone like Donald Trump or someone that Adolf Hitler or some of these other people had micropenis. I'm just saying it. Dr. Allegedly, I don't know. I'm not looking. I'm not interested in white men. So I would not know what was going on in their meat pockets. I wouldn't know. But anyway, let's watch this clip, Dr. Hall. Let's watch this video, because this was yikes. He was doing some stuff. This was yikes. First of all, a murderer. He's sitting right next to a murderer.
Isn't he also a murderer? There's a few boats coming out of Venezuela that might.
Dr. Hall.
What?
You know, I wasn't ready for you to say that, but you're not wrong. Okay, let's go.
Congress to release the Epstein files. Why not just do it now?
You know, it's not the question that I mind, it's your attitude. I think you are a terrible reporter.
Now I want to go back because what was the attitude?
Why not just do it now?
Tell me when y'all hear attitude. Let's go back. Hold on.
It's your attitude.
Wait,
I think you are a terrible.
Okay.
Mr. President, why wait for Congress to release the Epstein files? Why not just do it now?
What's the attitude?
It's a woman talking to him, and you don't like that.
There's no attitude. What attitude?
First of all, stop asking me questions.
That was the nicest question.
First of all, I'm tired of you talking to me. Did you look me in the eye? What you doing?
Like, come on.
Hey.
It's not the question that I mind. It's your attitude. I think you are a terrible reporter. It's the way you ask these questions. You start off with a man who's highly respected, asking him a horrible, insubordinate, and just a terrible question.
I just want you all to look at his teeth. What's happening here in the, can y'all see that? His whole bottom row of his teeth is black. Not just dark gums that come from melanin. It's black. It's like eroded. It's rot. I noticed this the other day. But anyway.
And you could even ask that same exact question nicely. You're all psyched up. Somebody psychs you over at ABC. They're going to psych it. You're a terrible person and a terrible reporter.
All he did was ask a very simple question.
But also, F Bad Boy as a staff record label and as a crew. And if you're down with Bad Boy, then F you too.
Said you are a terrible person.
Person, yes.
Person.
As far as the Epstein files is, I have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. I threw him out of my club many years ago because I thought he was a sick pervert. But I guess I turned out to be right. But you know who does have? Bill Clinton. Larry Summers, who ran Harvard, was with him every single night, every single weekend. They lived together. They went to his island many times. I never did.
Deflect.
Yeah.
Andrew Weissman, I hear. All these guys were friends of his. You don't.
He is going full Nino Brown.
Yeah.
He's going full Nino Brown on the scene.
I'm dropping cases on all y'all.
I'm naming names. Everybody. If I'm going down, all y'all going down.
Yeah.
Talk about those people.
How do I know all of his friends?
Because I was there
the Epstein
when they were all
together.
And what the Epstein is a Democrat hoax to try and get me not to be able to talk about the $21 trillion that I talked about today.
Now it's 21 trillion.
Hey, if you're just making up numbers.
Every time he talks, he adds another 3 trillion to it.
Yeah, sure.
But he's saying it's a hoax. And I think what bothers me so much is that we have survivors. We know that he did this. We know.
Ghislaine Maxwell is in jail.
She is in jail.
She's in jail.
Convicted of doing this.
Yes.
He was put in jail under Trump.
Yes.
2019.
Yes.
This is not a Biden hoax. It's not an Obama hoax.
Yeah.
They didn't do much of anything about this stuff. Let's be honest. 2019 is when Jeffrey Epstein was in jail. You know who was the president?
Who happened to be the president? Oh, okay.
It's a hoax. Now, I just got a little report, and I put it in my pocket, of all the money that he's given to Democrats. He gave me none, zero.
So now the issue is Jeffrey Epstein gave Democrats money. So now that's his story now. Jeffrey Epstein
also gave Democrats money?
Donald Trump was a Democrat who was pro-abortion, supported Hillary. He donated to Hillary's campaign.
Yeah.
When she was running against Obama.
Yeah.
Because the only people he hates more than women is black people.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay.
To me, but he gave.
Didn't he also write a check for Kamala Harris when she was out in California? Yes, he did.
Gave money to Democrats.
Money to Democrats, and people are wise to your hoax. And ABC's is your company, your crappy company, is one of the perpetrators. And I'll tell you something. I think the license should be taken away from ABC.
He just said the license should be taken away from ABC.
Because your news is so fake and it's so wrong. And we have a great commissioner, the chairman, who should look at that. Because I think when you come in and when you're 97% negative to Trump, and then Trump wins the election in a landslide, that means obviously your news is not credible.
So it wasn't a landslide. I just want to.
Hey, he said it is. So
and you're not credible as a reporter. So I've answered your question. You should go and look at the.
So anyway, He went ham. All to
He's been
deflect.
crashing out. He's been crashing out for weeks now. Would y'all just shut up about this? Like, what I gotta do?
What do I have to do? And so here we go. The House, just so people know, the House passed, they voted to release the files. The Senate, they just got the ding a couple of minutes ago. The Senate also unanimously voted to release the files. So now it's on his desk. So I just want everybody to understand, because this is what happened. This week, Donald Trump flipped. And now all of a sudden he's endorsing and saying, release the files, release the files. You should release the files, because he has ordered the DOJ to investigate the Democrats that are in the files. So basically he's saying you can go ahead and release the files as long as you are going after the Democrats. And the only reason why he said that is because he's confident that they're going to remove anything that has to do with him, that they're not going to show any pictures or videos or any kind of emails or anything that implicate him in anything nefarious. He's that confident that they have his back because of the thousands of people, the 1,000 people that they had, the people that they had, that they said his name was there over 1,000 times, that all the people they had working around the clock, not to go through the files to see what's there, but to go through the files to, one, redact his name, and two, to be able to target the victims, right? I talked about this last show. You missed it, Dr. Hall. And so he now is saying, so he's saying basically release the files because I'm confident that I'm not in it, because I've already probably threatened, blackmailed, all of
what I had to do. Did what I had to do.
He already took care of it. So go ahead. Yeah. But here's the thing, is that now it's going to be on his desk. It is solely on him. But here's the thing, it never had to go through the vote. It's the Department of Justice. He could have just done it himself. He could have just said, Pam, release the files. I thought maybe he was hoping that it would get stalled. Yeah. Right. So this morning
he got 50 days. He got 50 more days to do a few more edits, do a few more chops and cuts.
Yep. This morning,
shut down the whole government. Didn't pay people for 50 days.
Several survivors got together and did a press conference where they were talking about this, and they were imploring, the government to vote in their favor, and they did. Right. I knew they would. Like, this is not something that when we talk about what side of history you want to be on. Honestly, you don't want to be on the wrong side of this, because I think they all know full well and good that this is one of the worst. This might be the worst scandal in United States history related to a president, right? And I don't even want to talk about slavery, because at the time slavery was accepted, it was a law of the land. So we can't even call
those weren't even people. They weren't even people at the time.
Well, let's look at Mike Johnson, because he flipped too. This dude, right?
They told us. They told the American people not to believe what we could all see with our own eyes, that there was an obvious mental and physical decline on the part of President Biden individually.
He's focusing on
Biden. And now,
Biden.
Seemingly overnight, same cast of characters, they've taken a sudden and urgent interest in the Epstein investigation. Suddenly, it's
saying suddenly, right? And it's really interesting how he frames all of this. This is nothing sudden.
He's rewriting history.
He's rewriting history as he goes.
It's all in the name of transparency. That's what they're trying to tell us. But the truth is, the biggest proponents of this discharge petition were never actually interested in transparency or ensuring justice or protecting victims of this unspeakable tragedy, the Epstein evils. And how do we know that?
Now it's the Epstein evils. This is the man who has said that he said they already released everything. What are y'all complaining about? He said this.
Yeah, or it's a hoax. It's either
out of his own mind. He said this. He said everything has been released. What are you asking for? We've released over 20,000 documents. What are you talking about?
Because the Democrats had every one of the Epstein files in their possession for the 4 long years of the Biden administration.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't. I mean, he's just lying, right?
The Biden Department of Justice had the files the entire time. And not a single one of the people who are so loud and animated right now, they never said anything about it for all those 4 years. None of them held press conferences. None of them demanded the release of the documents. And under Biden's DOJ, when they prosecute after him, and this is their latest attempt, and they don't have a platform for the Department of Justice itself to do that job under previous leadership. Republicans, meanwhile, are working in earnest to deliver transparency to the American people. And we're working to do that in a responsible manner that does no further harm to these innocent people and the victims who have been wrapped in.
And that's the thing they've been hiding behind, is we're not releasing the files because it could hurt the victims. Meanwhile, all the victims are like, release the files. All of them. Even the victims that voted for Trump. They're like, release the files.
This.
Wild
There are a few key factors. Robust manner using the full subpoena authority of the U.S. Congress. From the very beginning, our side has been insistent that this matter must be handled very carefully and with utmost caution and care for the victims.
Lies. Like, the thing with me with Mike Johnson, I get irrational, Dr. Hall, because he just lies so easily. And he claims to be Christian, like one of the most staunch Christians, right? So here we go. Look, what he's saying. What he's saying. Dangers of the discharge petition. He wanted it amended. He says it doesn't adequately protect the victims. They don't want to be protected. They said put it out there. Innocent persons, risk disclosure of non-credible allegations, creating new victims. So now all of a sudden, they're on that whole patriarchal bullshit. Well, if you accuse of somebody of doing this, then they become a victim as well.
You wouldn't want to do that.
How about you never live a life where anybody can even...
It's not that hard. It's not that hard to not
it's really not. It's really not.
Take advantage of people to not,
It's just not.
Children. Yeah.
CSAM fails to adequately protect against the release of child sexual abuse materials. Okay, so this I hear, and it was a conversation about, like, I think last time we were talking, somebody was like, we don't actually need to see that stuff. I don't need to see it either. The only thing, and it's going to be released, and it is what it is. And of course, it is going to get to the dark web. Of course, it is going to be circulating. Just like when people leak sex tapes or somebody's nudes get exposed, people are going to spread it rapidly and stuff like that. We don't want to see that, but it's the truth. At the same time, these people are saying we're okay with it. Get the truth out. So what do we honor? Like, you know what I mean, Dr. Hall? Like, I think that is a tension that we need to discuss. Like, how do we honor them saying, go ahead and put it out,
right,
versus not wanting to circulate? So he's not wrong on that. Like, that's something to think about. Future investigation provides no protection for whistleblowers or undercover law enforcement, etc.
I would hate for the law enforcement to get themselves caught up in a scandal.
I feel like all the whistleblowers are like, please just go ahead, right? And then declassification requires release of the information that can reveal confidential methods and sources. You can redact the sources. Like, that's not hard. That's what you've been doing. What have you been doing for the last 51 days? Your people could have been working on doing that, right? Yeah. So we'll skip past that. I don't even want to hear what he has to say about that. We'll skip past that.
Can I for a second?
And requiring...
Huh?
Can I for a second? Like,
yes.
One of the things that does infuriate me about Mike Johnson is the framing of Democrat versus Republican. Like it's never, there are issues that need to be solved. It's the Democrats are these crazy people who don't care about the victims' rights, who don't care about doing this the proper way. And all of the hand wringing we were doing was just to protect victims. And it's like, but like, we've watched you tell 5 different lies about the same thing. And there's never any culpability or accountability on his part of, maybe I was, why all the misdirects then? Like what? But now you got a good game plan that is, no, we were always trying to protect the victims. And they were just trying to put information out there without ever considering doing it the proper way, as if the proper way hasn't always been a method of hiding the bad behavior of powerful people.
Yes. And it's so hard. Like, I sit with this a lot because this whole topic just troubling for me. Like, I've had my own experiences with this. I'm a survivor of child sexual assault. I've been through these things, and like, I know how hard this is and how difficult this is for everybody involved, the survivors, their families, friends, everybody that's been carrying this for decades now. All of the people whose lives have been affected in efforts to cover this up, right? How many people have died to keep this covered up? How many people have lost jobs and businesses? How many people have lost their homes? How many people have been forced out of their country? You know, you just have to keep thinking about all of these things that are connected. It's not just about what happened to these girls and possibly boys or what have you. It is about the widespread nature of these crimes and the harms that have been caused. We're talking like generational harms here. He's been doing this for decades, right? And so I don't know. I just been thinking about that, and it just makes me feel just a way that people are going out of their way to fight this. And I'm just, like I said in the last show, you were not here. I said that I'm just really, my anxiety is through the roof about this, because when all of this stuff comes out, I mean, that's it. Again, Trump has to sign off on it. If he does not, that's going to be its own thing.
It's been costing him his power to not.
But it also costs his power to do it.
Hey.
Right. So now it's on his desk. So I haven't gotten an alert that he's agreed to it yet.
Oh no, he's gonna throw some ketchup.
I don't know if it's gonna happen tomorrow. But the countdown is on, right? The clock, he's on the clock.
Also, let's for a minute, like, I don't know how to say this, but like, I guess when the government wants to show up and do a thing under threat, they can do a thing. They could pass a thing in 24 hours. I didn't know that they could do that, because they haven't. When's the last time they moved this fast? It's been a while. It's almost as if they could function if
no, you know what? The last time they moved this fast was when they decided to bomb these boats and shoot out these boats in Venezuela.
Oh, okay.
It just kind of went with it. It's like, I just woke up today. Hey, today we'll bomb these boats.
Did they vote on that, or did they just like?
Oh,
hey,
no, you're right.
Yeah. See, I'm saying vote. When did we last vote our way to a solution of a problem?
Probably Israel, the genocide.
Okay.
Voting the resolution to fund them and give them all the ammunition and weapons and money that they would need to exterminate the Palestinian people.
The money.
We moved pretty fast with that.
There we go.
Yeah.
Well,
well, I know you have to go, but I'm gonna do my thing on Marjorie Taylor Greene. But I just want to say, I'm glad that you're back. We missed you. It's been, it's been a while. You wanted to celebrate your birthday. Dr. Hall, I broke up with my boyfriend last week.
Sorry to hear that.
It was not an easy decision, Dr. Hall.
I'm sure.
And you're a therapist. Maybe you can give me some live therapy right now.
Give you some live therapy on there.
You can give me some live therapy. What y'all think? Put a 1 in the chat if Dr. Hall should give me some live therapy right now. It's time, you know me. Well, no, you don't know. I don't know.
Through the screen.
And I kind of slid out, not that I slide out of relationship.
Hard to. Somebody said hard to.
Hard to. I have so I'm on the aromantic spectrum, right? Which is that when I choose to be in a relationship, it's because I choose to be in a relationship, because something about the person compels me to want to spend that time, put that that effort and things like that.
Yes.
And I like to believe that. And I've also finally gotten to a place where I'm just like, if I feel like the things that I want are, it's hard to say my needs aren't being met, because I don't put too many needs into a relationship. But, the things that I want, the things I want to experience, if I feel like they're not happening, I kind of, I'm like, well, now I'm at the point. I used to be okay. It's like, all right, we'll manage or whatever. But now I'm kind of like, no.
Yeah.
But it's amicable. I love him very much, Dr. Hall. We've agreed to remain friends. Am I doing the right thing?
That's a good question. You got to make a choice based on what feels best for you and for the relationship. Like if you see the out where the two of you can work together to amicably maintain a friendship, then there's a value in a friendship that outlasts a relationship that would sour if you continued.
Yeah, because this is the first time I'm actually like trying to be friends. Usually when things end in relationships, because I'm an Aries, because we're so explosive, one thing about Aries is that like when we're done, we're done. It's like, okay, good, bye.
Once the switch is flipped, it's over.
Once the switch is flipped, it's over. But also I've had relationships end pretty like bad, you know. This is the first time where I feel like it's an amicable situation, Dr. Ha. And I figure, you know, since I can't afford therapy right now, I figure I'll use you for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It might be growth. I don't know. I don't know. Have you ever been in a situation, Dr. Hall, where somebody broke up with you and you didn't want them to break up with you? And like, how do you feel about, like, how do you cope? Like, I'm trying to figure out how to navigate being a friend. I know he didn't want me to break up with him, but what would you, like, how do I approach him? What should I do?
I think it's a matter of giving it time, because I work with a lot of people who try the friendship thing, and there are a lot of landmines that people aren't thinking about because you don't know until you step on them. But it's both parties have to keep a level of open communication. If one party needs space or the other party needs space, be okay with taking that, because there's a lot of restructuring that has to happen after a breakup, no matter what. Like, because there are certain expectations that get.
I wouldn't know, because I usually break up and go.
Right, but as a person who's helped people through amicable breakups, through divorces, through different types of relationship changes, like it's a state change. So it's like, how do you maintain the things that worked? Don't get so caught up in all the things that may have caused the relationship to have to dissolve or to change. But also recognize that there's still going to be a lot of feelings in the air that both parties should make
look
sure.
at me though, because it's me, right? Like, I'm just saying, like, I'm a pretty awesome person.
Absolutely.
That I think most people want to be with.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got,
you got suitors.
I got new nails.
There you go. Nice nails.
I just wanted to share my nails
there
with the world.
Share the nails.
Dr. Ho, I appreciate that 5 minutes of therapy.
Oh, you're welcome. I'll send you an invoice.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
Guys, hit my Cash App and my Venmo, so I can pay this invoice for this 5 minutes of therapy.
Oh, somebody saw me. Yes. Diallo Riddle is my doppelganger. So yes, Alderman Gale from Southside, the TV show, Diallo Riddle. We share a face and a look and a general demeanor. So he became someone I could point to when people would say, who were you like on TV? And I'll be like, that dude.
I was like, what are you talking about? I had to read the comments.
Yes, the comments. Yes.
Oh, well, that's really interesting. I've never watched that show, so I wouldn't know.
That show is awesome. You need to watch that show. The show is hilarious.
Right.
You are doing yourself a disservice.
What's the pro rate for 5 minutes? I got to get donations now.
I'm $200 an hour, so 5 minutes in there. Yeah, you know what I mean. But like, still, I got expertise.
200 divided by 60. That's what? Oh shit! It's like $3 a minute. $3.50 a minute.
Is it?
So times 5. We're talking almost $20.
Okay.
Somebody please hit the Cash App or the Venmo with $20 so I can pay Dr. Hall for the therapy. I really appreciate it. Somebody online was saying that Black women need to go to Black male therapists. And I said, I tried. They said, you should try a Black male therapist. I said, I did. The sex was great.
Wait, what? Ma'am?
Are you not supposed to have sex with your therapist?
I'm going to assume that you're doing the thing where while you were having sex with a therapist, you didn't necessarily say they were your therapist.
Correct.
Yeah. But
I tend to like people in helping professions.
Yes, having been in a helping profession yourself.
Having been one myself, yes. I'm drawn to that. Right.
But it's a clever way of throwing people off. So I'm sure you got some good reactions to that response.
Oh, sure. People are weird. They're not fun. But anyway, I got to talk about Marjorie Taylor Greene. Dr. Hall, it's past your time. I know you got to go. We always appreciate when you stop by the show. We appreciate when you make time for us. Again, we appreciate your analysis on the state of Black men's mental health.
I do my thing.
We appreciate this this little 5 minutes that you gave me, because I think Dr. Hall, I guess maturity isn't that the meme? Maturity is knowing that it's possible for people to have a close, intimate relationship.
Yes.
That may not have elements that you may want to see in a particular type of relationship, but has all these other amazing elements that you don't want to let go of and that you want to maintain. And so while I understand that my choice to do this was hurtful to him. And if he happens to be watching, because he tends to watch my shows, I love you, and I'm sorry to have hurt you, but you understand exactly what happened. And
well,
and
I mean, once again, there's a much deeper conversation there about romance and love, and part of the problem I think we have in contemporary love is the idea that the only type of close relationship is a romantic relationship between a man and a woman, and that there's I mean, you know, one of the things that I think, having learned a lot more about polyamory in some of the work I've done, is like there is a spectrum of ways you can have and express love with a person. And because we rely so much in contemporary society, it's part of the reason we're often so lonely, part of the reason that men get so isolated, because they give so much to only romantic relationships when there are other ways.
There's other ones. Now I'm gonna ask you one more question before you go, Dr. Hall. Give it to me straight. Should I still be having sex with him? Because I do want to. Is that too much? Is that like, would that do too much to him? Would that lead him on? Because I'm an Aries, and I can separate, but I do enjoy sex, and so I should probably not. I
mean, it's a matter of.
Is that too much? You think that would like mess with his head? You a man? Would that mess with his head?
It depends on the type of guy.
I don't want to be with you this way.
Yeah.
But if we happen to get together, I wouldn't mind having sex.
There are some people who can do that. And so if the two of you have a good understanding of that, and once again can maintain the boundaries, it's likely
it's not gonna make him sad.
There's gonna be feelings involved, probably.
Would I be like using him? Would I be like taking advantage of his like?
I mean, if we're being real, what guy is gonna not be okay with being taken advantage of? Like, that's not to say
that's not right, Dr. Hall. You shouldn't have said that, Dr. Hall. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you just said that.
I mean, keep it in a buck.
You just said what guy is not gonna be. See, but then when they come back and say she used me for sex, I'm gonna be like, Dr. Hall said that's what y'all wanted.
I mean, I'm not. This is not my professional opinion. If he was having a good time, he might want to keep the good time going. He's going to cry in the car, but he'd be good. So my thing is always, if everybody can maintain the boundaries and maintain clear and consistent communication and adjust accordingly, then do what adults do. But if not, then adjust accordingly.
Oh gosh. I appreciate you so much, Dr. Hall. Thank you so much. And we'll see you next time. Hopefully you come back. You know, maybe I don't know if you still want to.
I don't know if you pay the invoice. If you don't pay the invoice, I can't come back.
Hit that CashApp and that Venmo so I can afford the therapy.
You might need it.
All right, take care, Dr. Hall.
See if he does you right.
All right, take care, Dr. Hall.
Bye.
All right. Hold on, let me make sure I get the right layout. All right. So I know that's going to be a weird switch, but I do have to do my little spiel on Marjorie Taylor Greene. And the reason I think it's important to do this is because there has been a lot of conversation. For those who don't know, Marjorie Taylor Greene is out of Georgia, right? She's representative out of Georgia. And she has said some really wild things in the past. And between her and Lauren Boebert, I felt like they were both racing to the finish line to grab the, gold medal in the most stupid people to ever serve in, the United States government in any capacity, because both of them are bird brains and they're not very smart people. However, you don't have to be smart to be an elected official. All you need is for people to vote for you, right? And there's ups and downs of that, right? Because sometimes we don't want to be elitist and say only people with, these kinds of college degrees can be elected, because barely 1/3 of the United States population has a bachelor's degree. We also can't say that people have to look at. I mean, remember, there was a time where women couldn't serve, where racialized people couldn't serve, all kinds of things. So we don't want to get into that. It's really a government of the people, by the people, for the people, right? And so, yes, we do need to have unintelligent people in government because there are so many unintelligent citizens of the United States, and they do deserve to have their unintelligent asses represented in government. Let's just keep it about. Let's keep it about. However, let's remind ourselves of some of the things that she has said. I actually compiled, okay, a list. So there was this thing about her and talking about controlling the weather, right? So here's something that she said. Excuse me. Oh, I don't know why I'm yelling so much. I had 2 cups of coffee. Anyway, if you even question that someone could control the weather, you were labeled a conspiracy theorist or crazy, she said. And she's the chair of the Oversight Subcommittee on Delivering on Government Efficiency. She says now they've come full circle around to the point that modifying the weather is how they save the planet from the global warming hoax. So she has long been against this whole idea of climate change and still is. Like a lot of these things, this woman still is. Although she did just say on The View that I'm paraphrasing, but she basically said that there were a lot of things she said that she doesn't believe in anymore. She said, I got caught up, like a lot of people get caught up. You know, you get influenced by social media and all these kinds of things. That was her excuse for why she kind of fell into the QAnon rabbit hole. Okay. Whether you believe it or not, I don't know. But I do know that there are people who are ex-MAGA who are speaking out. And like, I know the Midas Touch network once, that I don't know if they still have it, but they had a show of these like ex-MAGA folks who would come on and talk about, you know, their experiences, how they got caught up in MAGA, all this stuff like that, how they reject it now. We look at all the January 6th folks who, when offered the pardon, declined it, right? They decided to do their time. And now they're like doing community service. They're actively getting involved. They're talking to young people, people that are, you know, prone to radicalization. It can happen. And I always want us to remember that. And maybe, you know, this is where I think I'm going to veer off a little bit. I am a harm reductionist. In my almost 18 years in social work, I fundamentally believed that people can recover. You know, when I'm a certified alcohol substance abuse counselor, when you are working with people that are in recovery or trying to stop using drugs, you have to believe that they can, right? I'm also of the school of thought that doesn't believe in the medical model that a person is forever an addict and that they are somehow diseased or that this addiction is a disease. I do not believe in that because studies have shown, and my work has shown, and a lot of people's work has shown, that when you change people's behavior, it's more of a behavioral thing. When you could change people's behaviors, they stop using the drugs, they stop using alcohol, and they can live lives not on it. So I don't necessarily subscribe to this idea that you're always going to have this disease, right? And so I believe in recovery. Fundamentally, that applies to everything. And that's a hard stance to take, but it's also fundamental to being an abolitionist. You have to believe that people can change, right? You have to. I'm not saying that that's what's happening with Marjorie Taylor Greene, but what I'm saying is that you have to understand that people can change. And so you want to see actions. You want to see what they are about. They can talk a good game, but, you know, whatever. How many of us have said and done things in the past that we deeply regret, and we know that we are not that same person that, you know, said those things or did those things? How many of us have sought forgiveness for harming people? Like, we have to always kind of think about that. None of us is perfect. None of us is above reproach, right? Okay. I just putting that out there to frame that, because that is what she said on The View. Now, she has talked about that, you know, the California wildfires were caused by the Jewish Rothschilds and some kind of Jewish laser beam that they used to burn. Okay. It's even hard to say, but it's the truth. Okay. Somebody asked, you can reject a pardon. Yes, you can. You can do your time. You absolutely can reject a pardon and do your time. She also claimed that mass shootings in Sandy Hook and Parkland were false flags, okay? She said that they were designed to promote gun control, okay? She's an avid 2A person, and she said that, basically suggesting that these shootings were orchestrated to emphasize the need for gun control, right? So pushing this narrative. And Alex Jones also pushed the same narrative, said it was fake, said it was a hoax, and he lost everything. That man is never going to be able to pay the money that he's been owed to pay. They took his damn network. They took his name. They like, so there's that, right? Then she said that the government used weather technology to steer Hurricane Helene towards the Republican voting areas. I just felt like I needed to let that sit for a good 3 seconds. Okay, you can't control hurricanes, as we just saw with the hurricanes that hit Jamaica, Haiti, Cuba, DR, etc. You can't control hurricanes, because if you could, then she was one of those people who didn't want Muslims to use the Quran for their oath of office. She said they were not going to be legitimate members of Congress if they didn't swear in on the Bible. The Bible is not to be used that way. Anybody who knows anything about Christianity and the Bible knows that you are not supposed to swear anything on the Bible. So again, the lack of separation of church and state is absolutely ridiculous. You have a nation whose constitution is founded on the separation of church and state, and yet they swear people in using a Bible, which you are never, ever supposed to do. Okay. I don't know if people know that. Like, I'm an atheist, but it doesn't matter. Like, if I'm testifying in court, I would say, no, I'm not going to swear on the Bible. The Bible says you're not supposed to do it. I can respect the book. It's a book of fairy tales, but I can still respect it. You ain't supposed to do that. So for her to say that the only way you're legitimate, come on, that's just not smart. You know how I am about people that are not smart, guys. Like, come on. Oh, remember when she wanted Obama and Hillary Clinton, she said that their time was coming, that they were going to be beheaded or something like that. Oh, they're going to be strung up or something like that. And she was just saying that the stage was being set for them to be strung up and hung. And she also talked about Nancy Pelosi taking a bullet. I just feel like it's important to mention those things so that people can fundamentally understand why she is so hated by so many people. Okay. When you say things like that, when you stoke tensions like that, when you peddle in conspiracy theories like that, people will begin to hate you, okay? We all remember that altercation that she had with Jasmine Crockett, where Jasmine, talked about her being badly built, beach blonde, all that nonsense. That was her. They had that whole thing. That's how we know Marjorie Taylor Greene. But Marjorie Taylor Greene was also one of the first Republicans to label the crisis in Gaza as a genocide. Okay, she spoke up about that. Remember, we were talking about Charlie Kirk and folks. We were talking about how some of them were, like Candace Owens, adamant about this being a genocide and is fundamentally against it. Right? People don't like when I point that out, but here it is. Guys, we don't take sides on this because we hate all sides. So I'm here for the truth, no matter who tells it. That's what Malcolm X said. So we're gonna be honest about this. People don't want to listen to them. That's okay. And it's hard because people don't understand how people can hold these two kinds of things, right? Like they can hold multiple things without being hypocritical. But one thing about Marjorie Taylor Greene is that she has not changed her stance on the Epstein thing. Okay. And her and Lauren Boebert and some others, they have been adamant about exposing the lies and the deep state, because the QAnon people are the ones, remember we talked about this before, the QAnon people are the ones who were pushing this Pizzagate thing. They were the ones saying that there was an intricate network of a pedophile ring on which children were being trafficked. They just said it happened to be out of pizza shops. Remember I said they were right. They were not wrong that there is this huge human trafficking ring in which children are being purchased and sold. They just got the wrong people. They said it was Hillary Clinton, and it could be. Like, listen, I have to get the allegedly out again because I don't want nobody suing me. But let's be honest here, folks. They were not all that wrong, but that's where she comes from, right? And so when the whole Epstein thing became a thing, for her, she was like, expose it. And again, she's not the only one that has been like that. So here, and what I want everybody watching to understand is that MAGA stands for Make America Great Again. And their fundamental principle is America first. And so the people we have seen who have opposed Trump from MAGA or even from the GOP are the people who once supported him wholeheartedly and thinking that it was going to be America first. And the biggest crack began when the United States was decided to continue to give money to Israel, right? They thought that Trump was going to stop the Biden-Harris, administrations funneling money to Israel. They were voting, part for Trump to stop that. Stop giving the money to Israel. Stop giving money to Ukraine. Stop giving money to everybody. That's what America First is. Because as she has often said, her focus is on her constituents who need jobs, they need food, their electric bills are too high, etc. Believe it or not, Marjorie Taylor Greene is one of those people in the in Congress who's always talking about what her constituents want and need. A lot of these folks get elected and they don't care at all. You don't have to like her at all, but that woman goes in every time and is always talking about what my constituents need. She's batshit crazy, but she does talk about that. And a lot of the things that the bills that she's co-sponsored and been on and things like that have been related to helping her constituents, okay? There is that string of MAGA that peddles in xenophobia because they want to prioritize. And what they have started to realize is that Trump is not about making America great again. He is not America first. He is about enhancing the value of the Trump name. And so she has been consistent in that. You have to give her that. She has not faltered from that, and it's interesting because that makes sense, right? That she would be so adamant about the Jeffrey Epstein stuff. And she's a survivor, right? So what we're not going to do on this show is downplay the traumatic experiences of survivors. It don't matter what your political beliefs are. If you have survived sexual assault, that unfortunately puts you in a club that nobody ever wants to be a part of. And so that motivates her in this regard. This woman is like, they're going to kill her. Like, she has got nonstop death threats for opposing Trump in this way. Trump has basically excommunicated her from MAGA, has made up lies and stuff and whatever. It's been going at her. And what I've seen people talking about is like, oh, leopards eating faces and all this kind of stuff. But again, we always have to put things in context. He didn't go after her when she was talking about that weather shit. He didn't go after her when she was talking about the Jewish laser beams and things like that. All this bullshit talk about anti-Semitism, but he didn't stop her from saying those things. He considered her a great ally. He didn't go after her when she was calling for the killing of Obama and Hillary Rodham Clinton. He didn't stop her then. He's going against her because she wants the Epstein files released and she's standing with the victims. Y'all have to think about that. Pull that shit out. Pull the other stuff out and let's just look here. That's how I said, remember I framed this about Candace Owens as well. When the whole Charlie Kirk thing happened, I said, y'all can hate Candace all you want, but they were not targeting her for these other reasons, these other things that you don't like. They're targeting her because she's attempting to expose them for whatever, right? So we have to think about what that looks like. I'm not defending Marjorie Taylor Greene. But what I'm saying is that we have to pay attention to what's going on because it is a very good example of what's going to happen when people defect. He is using Marjorie Taylor Greene as an example to everyone else in MAGA, everyone else in the GOP. And if you don't see this as this woman being strong, you're not paying attention. Again, this woman has to get security. She has received so many death threats, they can't even keep track of them. This woman has children. You know what I mean? All because she decided to defect and to go against them. And even when she's talking about this, she's still going on. Like she just said, I think it was yesterday or today. She's like, I'm still MAGA. I'm still that same person who supports the principles of MAGA. I'm just realizing that Trump doesn't. And so she's definitely trying to position herself for leadership in whatever happens after this break. We can clearly see all of that. Girl, you're a politician. We see you politicking. But when it comes to this Epstein thing, she literally is putting her life on the line to push for this. And I think that that's important to acknowledge. Now, you don't have to rock with her. You don't have to believe her. You don't have to give her nobody's saying give her a pass. The woman has said and done some really hard. I mean, most of it has been just talk, and it's been like really harmful and stupid and very disrespectful and all those kinds of things, right? Okay. But when it comes to this, she's risking a lot. And she's doing more than any of her colleagues are, any of her peers, any of her party members are doing. And for that, I say we have to just be mindful of what we say and how we think about this, because she's one of the only voices that's willing to go against him. And that's real. She's, like you said, she's holding their feet to the fire. Absolutely. In a way that some of the Democrats ain't even doing. Let's keep that 100. Because you know some of them motherfuckers in them files too. Pay attention to the Democrats that ain't said nothing. No public statements, no press releases, nothing about the Epstein files. So I'm looking at her. Yeah, she's kooky, she's wacko, she's whatever. But she is a survivor. She is a mother, and she's never wavered on this. Like she's always been. And the reason why she was with it in the beginning is because she thought it was going to nail the Democrats. But she actually, she was just like, well, let's go. But once they started making the connections with Trump and things like that, she could have easily been like, I'm gonna be quiet. Because remember, Charlie Kirk did that, right? Charlie Kirk was all Epstein. And then Donald Trump called him into the office. And then what happened? Charlie Kirk come out with a folder in his hand talking about, well, I trust that Donald Trump is going to handle this. He's our president. He's going to do the right thing. Because Charlie Kirk is a man who's probably done some really messed up stuff. And I think what happened in that meeting is Donald Trump was like, this is what we got on you. Go out there and shut the fuck up and tell people to stop the nonsense. I don't think they got anything on her. And that's why they can't do this to her. The biggest leverage that Trump has had is being able to blackmail people. And I don't think they got anything on Marjorie Taylor Greene that hasn't already been the worst of the worst. I mean, the woman said that the California fires were caused by a Jewish laser beam. You can't get no lower than that. So she got nothing to lose. And when people have nothing to lose but their lives, they go balls to the wall. And so I just want us to pay attention to this. And what's going on. You know what, Mo, I was thinking about that too. There's no way the files get out. The British monarchy won't allow it. The British monarchy stripped Prince Andrew of his honor over this. I'm not so sure that they're going to have anything to do with it. Plus, their relationship with Trump ain't that great. So there's also that. But I still think this is all above all of them. Again, we're talking international heads of state with far more money than Trump could ever imagine. He wants that kind of money and power. He doesn't have it. Donald Trump is like down here in terms of world leaders. He's like down here. Like nobody cares. Nobody respects him. So I'm just saying that those are my thoughts. I'm not saying that she needs to be given grace. I'm not saying that we can't look at it as the political play. I'm saying for this particular issue, she's literally risking her life to stand with these victims. I don't think she's risking her political life because her constituents are very loyal to her. And like she said, my constituents wanted me to advocate for this. And so I think in some ways she's positioning herself and kind of standing strong. And I definitely think she wants to climb the political ladder. I definitely think that if there is that split, remember several months ago, I told y'all that there's going to be a split between the GOP and MAGA, and it's going to happen in the next during the midterms. Okay, we can predict that next year. What is it, 2026? Yeah, we can predict that that is next year. Oh my God, it's 2025. I just had a moment. It's not 2024, y'all. Anyway, next year in the midterms, I think that's when we're going to see that split. Because there's going to be a referendum on Trump. Blue wave is going to come through again. And I think MAGA is going to be like, we have to move away from this. We need to do our own thing. We can't be affiliated with Trump anymore. We can't be affiliated with Vance. They damn sure don't want to be affiliated with Vance. They hate him. They don't want nothing to do with that. They're going to split off. And I think she is jockeying for a leadership position. Okay. Looks like Erica Kirk is aligning herself with Trump and Vance. I think Marjorie Taylor Greene is going to position herself as the anti-Erica, right? That anti that. So that's okay. And I think that's what we're going to see. And I also would not be surprised if we get a breaking news alert that she's dead. So, and nobody should lose their life for standing up for survivors of sexual assault. Just take it from your resident feminist. That's not good. And I can already see if something like that happens, people going, oh, you do dirt, you get dirt. No, she didn't get dirt for none of the shit that she did that was dirt. She's going to catch it because she's doing the right thing. And that's not something that any of us can get behind. We don't condone that. We are not blue MAGA over here. We don't do that bullshit over here. I told you I hate all these people. So they don't have nothing. They don't have none of us in mind. They ain't about liberation. They ain't about nothing. So that's all I'm saying. I love you all very much. It's getting late. It's 8:30. I appreciate you coming out every Tuesday, every Friday to support this show. Again, if you want to drop a couple of dollars, it'd be nice. I got bills to pay. My son is coming home on Friday, y'all. I haven't seen my baby since August. He is coming home for Thanksgiving break. I cannot wait to spend a few days with my child. I know that he is homesick. I know that I miss him terribly. And so, you want to throw a couple of dollars, it'd be nice. I can buy some food or whatever. And I appreciate you all. I just had to pay a $198 bill for some testing I had from my surgery in August. My goodness. So I love you all. Thank you. Thank you. Shout out to everybody who is just trying to make it. I love you all. Love you with the love of our ancestors. I love you with the love of liberation. I love you with the love of freedom. I love you with the love of the community that we are building here. We gonna be all right. Wake up in the morning, just know that you are loved and that you are not alone. Go in the mirror and say, we will win before we go to bed, before you go to bed at night. Last words. I believe that we will win. Okay. We will win this and we will survive this. It's not going to be easy, y'all, but we're going to make it. We're going to make it. I have to believe that. I have to believe in the power of the human spirit. I have to believe in the power of community. This is what I do this for. And y'all just send me some positive vibes. I'm applying for a couple of jobs and it would be nice if I could get one of them. So I appreciate you all. I love you so much. I do. You're not alone. And I'll see you next time.